So guys, now we're gonna talk about IAM. What is IAM, right? IAM is basically, you can say, one of the essential component of the AWS that you should understood, right? The IAM is called the basically identity and access management tool. When I talk about identity and access management, so it's self explain, it's self-explained, right? Everything. What do you mean by identity and access management? Which is basically to find the identity as well as managing the access to your AWS account, roles and policies, right? So how the IAM is, how you can use these IAM policies, right? How those are going to be beneficial. So we're gonna go through all these things now, right? At this moment, you can see, guys, we are accessing our AWS account directly by the root user, right? And this shaker is a root user, and I have capacity to do everything whatever I want, right? But it may happen like, you cannot give this account to everybody, right? Sometime you might have some junior, senior, or you can say some different teams who are looking for access to some resources. Sometimes the developers are looking to access some resources, but you believe that you're not going to give them access, right? So how are you gonna manage this? So this is how the IAM going to help you, all right? So if you need more information about it, you can see at the right hand side here are more additional information. What are the IAM best policies, IAM documentation, IAM identity federation playground, right? You can go here and create the policies, that's called the playground. Policy simulator is there. You can go ahead and simulate your policies, and you have some IAM release videos also here which you can go through, right? The first thing I am going to talk about the user management now, right? I am going to navigate to the user panel and going to show you how we can create the user first, right? You can go ahead and create one user. Let's say I will call it dev1 user, right? The next is select AWS access type. What kind of access type you need? Remember this is very essential to understand. The first you see programmatic access, and the second you see AWS Management Console, right? Let's say you have a developers and system admins, right? So I would say you have some cloud admins and some of the developers, and to developers you do not want to give console access, but you want to give them programmatic key so that they could use AWS CLI, they could integrate something in your key and use the AWS services like Lambda, S3 and everything. So what you can do is you can go ahead and give them programmatic access. Remember this. So what will happen in this programmatic access? You have to go ahead and click on the next permission, right? Now you have to go to attach policies, right? You have you can add policies to group also. So I will show you that also, right? And you can go to attach existing policies and give what access you wants to give to those user, right? Let's say I will call it some admin access, right? When we talk about admin access, let's leave it. I don't. So let's say I will call S3 access to them, right? I would say, let's say S3 full access. Give everything whatever you have, analytics and everything here, right? And go ahead and click on next tag, review and create user. So now you can see one, it says your user has been successfully created. User with AWS Management Console can access sign in at. It says user can access using this site here, right? And you can see you are getting one CSV file here for this user. Click here. Now it will download your credential. You can share these credential with your developers, right, or with your team. So you can give those details. This is the console and this is the secret key, this is the access key. Let me go ahead and see if this works for me programmatically or from GUI. So you can see it is redirecting us here, right? But at this moment we do not have IAM username. I have IAM username, but I don't have the password here, right? So leave it. So what we can do is we can go ahead and give these credentials and these keys to our developers so that they could work and they could access from CLI and work on the access we have given them. So this is the one that you should understand. Sometime if they are asking you for access, make sure what I have done here, man. Right, you are giving only these programmatic keys to them and assign a proper policies, what exactly needed, what not needed. Sign in using the root accounts. This is redirecting me to IAM now directly, right? So DevOps 8. Okay, let's jump on IAM again. Now again let's go to user, right, and create one user which is called the dev1, dev2, right? This time I want to give management access to it. That means he should be able to log into the console and do the things, right? Auto generate password and custom password. Let's see, I will call it, let me do it, right? You can also give auto generate password, and you can ask developers to reset their or other admin to reset your password when needed. I would say I do not need to reset the password at this moment, so I'll go ahead and set the permission. I'll say never, right? The next is attach existing policies, right? Now when I say attach existing policy, again I am going to do something like S3. So if you click here, you'll be able to see the policy detail here in the JSON format. What this policy says, effect allow S3 every object in the S3, right, and resource, all the resource inside the S3 bucket would be accessible. So this policy says, right? It has couple of other policies, read only access and quick site access, so that's not needed so far. So let's say we are saying at this moment give full access, Amazon S3 full, S3 full access here, and I think read only not needed. So let's go ahead and give the tag and review this and create user. This time you see this is giving me option to download the credentials, right, and just click here and you see the detail. User has been created, attach policy has been attached to this, created login profile for the user dev2, and the profile has been set also. If you want to send email to them, go ahead and do that, right? So let's open the credential file now and see what it gets. It gets, this is your username and this is your console link. So just copy your console link and let me open a incognito browser. Let's say I'm here. Okay, here is my account ID, Here is my IAM username. This is deb2, and here I give my password. Now I am logging into the AWS account with IAM roles that I have provisioned, right? The user I have provisioned. Wow, you can see here this is the deb2 user, and this is landed to the OHIO region. That's fine. Wherever it goes, I don't care about it. So let's go in the North Virginia, because most of my resources are there. So let's go to EC2 first, right, and see if you are able to see everything, and we are going to create, and we are able to create something here. Are you able to see everything here? Are you able to do anything here? An error occurred fetching the instance detail. You are not authorized to perform this action, right? Even if you try to launch instance, you'll get some error in between, right? Let's say I select this. It says an error occurred describing your IAM role, because we do not have access to anything. So far we are not able to do anything here, right? But what permission I have given to object here? I have given one access to my S3 object. So let's go ahead and see if I have access to S3. Yep, so go ahead, let's see if I'm able to create the S3 bucket. sihab.co. I want it in North Virginia. I'll go ahead and create it. Do you see, guys? I am able to create it. Because I have given only access to create the buckets, S3 buckets, and manage it. Even I do have all the policies here. I can upload the things, I can manage my S3 bucket, I can add rules, whatever the things I want, I can do it, right? Both my user, right? Whatever the user I have created, either via the programmatic access key, and using the normal console. So I am able to perform all the operation related to S3 bucket here, right? But when I try to access other things, I will definitely going to get the error. So let's say I go to EFS now. You don't have permission to access this space. Click here for the IAM permission, right? So whatever the permission you have specified, you are able to access those things only.